Hello there and welcome back to the channel for some more travel related vlog content. If you've been following this channel for a while, you'll know that at the end of my Turkey vlog trilogy, Mabbas in Marmaris, I promised you that the next vlog series would be Mabbas in Crete. And I want to reassure you that is absolutely still happening. Crete is coming. But before we get there, Mrs. Mabbas and I took a little detour. A week in Cape Verde at the RIU Palace, Santa Maria on the island of Sal. This isn't going to be a vlog series. This won't be Mabbas in Cape Verde. There'll be no Jeep Safari videos or boat trip content. No three-part trilogy. This is going to be one standalone, honest hotel review. Because frankly, that's exactly what this holiday was designed to be. A proper, genuine, do-nothing, recharge the batteries week away. And given everything that's been in the news recently about Cape Verde, I felt that it was very much worth sharing my honest experience. Speaking of the news, let's address the elephant in the room straight away. Because if you have been searching for Cape Verde hotel reviews recently, then you'll probably already know what I'm talking about. Earlier this year, a significant number of British holidaymakers reported serious illnesses following holidays in Cape Verde, with legal action launched against TUI involving over 1,700 people. It's a deeply serious situation, and my thoughts genuinely go out to the families who have been affected, including those who have tragically lost loved ones. However, and this is important, the hotels at the centre of those reports are not the hotel that I'm reviewing today. The RIU Palace Santa Maria is on the island of Sal. The incidents reported in the news centred on a different RIU property on a different island entirely. These are completely separate hotels. Now, before I travelled, I did my research, I read every review I could find, I watched videos, I spoke to people who had been there recently, I even checked TripAdvisor 3 days before I flew out. The most recent reviews, guests who were literally there that very week, were all 5 stars. Now that told me a great deal. Now I want to be honest about my mindset going in. I was feeling a little cautious. I was going in feeling slightly on edge, aware of the concerns, determined to take some sensible precautions. Now, what actually happened is something that I'll come to shortly, but I'll tell you this much, that caution melted away a lot faster than I anticipated. So before I get into the hotel itself, here's a few practical things that's worth knowing before you go. First of all, taxes. There are 2 to be aware of. The airport security tax, known as the TSA. This is approximately €31 per person. Now, this is typically included in the cost of a package holiday, but check your booking confirmation before you travel just to be sure. There's also a tourist tax of €2.50 per person per night, capped at a maximum of €25 per person for stays of 10 days or more. Children under 16 are exempt from this. Now, this is collected directly by the hotel on arrival, payable again by euros or by card. Secondly, download the RIU app before you travel. And I don't just mean for the online check-in, which will get you into a much shorter queue at reception after your 5-hour, 40-minute flight. The app is essentially your holiday headquarters. Restaurant bookings, spa treatment bookings, entertainment schedule, full drinks menu, room requests, whether that's restocking your minibar, topping up your optics, asking for more toilet roll, or anything else you need, that's what the app will sort out for you. There's even a map of the hotel as well. Yes, a map, because this hotel is that big. One important caveat on the app though, don't rely on it too heavily for notifications. It can be a little unreliable in that regard. We received the alert about the hotel's guided trip into Santa Maria town after it had already taken place. So check the app proactively and on a regular basis throughout your stay rather than waiting for those notifications to come to you. It is a great tool, just be the one driving it rather than waiting for it to drive you. And finally, pack some bug repellent. The hotel grounds are lush and well planted, which is beautiful, but particularly in the evenings, you'll want to spray some of this on. So, the RIU Palace Santa Maria. Where do I even begin? The hotel opened in February 2021, so it's still relatively new, which goes a long way to explaining why everything looks so immaculate. It sits right on a stunning white beach on the island of Sal, and it is, and I want you to prepare for this, absolutely enormous. 1,001 rooms. 1,000. 1001, all with air conditioning. It's less a hotel, more like a small city. There's almost an Arabian Nights quality to that number, and staying here genuinely does feel like stepping into another world. Before I get into the detail, some context, some numbers. The RIU Palace Santa Maria has over 5,200 reviews on TripAdvisor. Of course, 68% of those are either excellent or good. Rooms, service, cleanliness and location all score 4.7 out of 5. It's currently rated number 2 out of 30 hotels in Santa Maria. It has won TripAdvisor's Traveller's Choice Best of the Best award, the top 1% of hotels on the entire platform, in both 2024 and 2025. Let me make this clear, this is not a hotel with a serious hygiene problem. This is a hotel that the overwhelming majority of nearly 5,500 guests have found to be outstanding. Now, because of that scale, a few things are worth knowing before you arrive. The walk from reception to the pools and the beach is quite a long one. The good news is that it's one completely flat, straight path. No hills, no slopes, no steps. Everything here is completely level. In fact, the hotel is impressively wheelchair friendly throughout. Ramps, accessible toilets, dedicated restaurant seating, all clearly designed with accessibility in mind from the ground up, which as a relatively new hotel is exactly what you'd hope to see. Which makes it all the more baffling that the room blocks have no lifts. It's stairs only. So if you have any mobility issues, or you simply don't fancy climbing stairs in 30-degree heat after a few daiquiris, make sure that you request a ground floor room when you book. And whilst we're on the subject of things that are bafflingly absent for a hotel of this size, there are only 3 toilet blocks across the entire complex for 1,001 rooms. You've nailed the ramps there, RIU Palace. Now, how about those lifts and those toilets? Now, you may have read that guests have access to the neighbouring sister hotels, the RIU Cape Verde, which was actually a RIU Palace itself until the Santa Maria was built and effectively took over that palace status, at which point it was reclassified as a standard RIU, along with another neighbouring hotel, the RIU Funana. Now, in terms of access, it's worth clarifying what this actually means in practice, because some sources make it sound more open than it actually is. On Friday evenings, the connection between the 3 hotels open up for the big weekly party. More on that shortly. Outside of that, the access arrangements are more limited than you might expect. What I can confirm is that guests from the RIU Cape Verde and the RIU Funana cannot access the RIU Palace Santa Maria's facilities. So rest assured, you aren't going to be sharing your pools with the entire neighbouring hotels. Speaking of pools, there are 6 pool areas in total across the complex. There's a main pool, there's quieter pools, a sports pool, an indoor pool, a children's pool, and the Splash Waterworld water park, open between 10 in the morning and 5 in the afternoon for the younger guests. 2 of the pools have got swim-up bars, because of course they do, and if you really want to treat yourself, there are swim-up pool rooms available, where you can literally step out of your room and straight into your own private pool area, which is exactly what we did. Picture the scene, emerging from the pool, wandering over to grab a freshly poured cocktail, like Daniel Craig in Casino Royale, but with a bigger belly. Initially MGM, if you are looking for the next Bond actor, perhaps you can consider a 007 that's middle-aged, ginger, Yorkshire, and slightly overweight, just for a change. My DMs are open. One thing worth mentioning about sun lounges, don't feel the need to drag yourself out of bed at the crack of dawn in order to reserve one with a towel. There are hundreds of them across the pool areas and on the beach. There's plenty to go around. You'll be given a towel card on arrival, which you exchange at the towel hut for fresh towels whenever you need them. And also at this hut, there's a book exchange area, where guests can borrow and donate books. It's only a small thing, but it's a thoughtful one nonetheless. And a word about the sun. Even by the pool, the UV levels on Sal are not to be underestimated. There is a constant breeze here which makes it feel considerably cooler than it actually is. But don't let that fool you. Slap on that high factor sun lotion, reapply it on a regular basis, and make sure to take breaks in the shade. I could see fellow guests on their sun loungers who were looking, shall we say, a little on the pink side. Learn from their mistake. The beach itself is stunning. White sand, palm trees. However, there are a couple of important things worth knowing. Firstly, there are red flags up on this beach more often than not. The waves here are powerful and the current is strong. One reviewer on TripAdvisor reported red flags up for 11 out of 14 days. This is not a beach for swimming in the sea. Save the swimming for the pools. Walk down to the beach by all means, take your shoes off, paddle at the edge, get your feet wet, enjoy the views, but respect those red flags. They're there for a reason. Secondly, the beach can attract local sellers approaching tourists to sell trips and excursions. My advice, don't engage with them. Book any excursions through the hotel, either at reception or through the app. The hotel security does their best to move sellers on when they approach guests within the resort boundary, but it's worth being aware of. If you do venture into Santa Maria town, it's about 2 kilometers away, a 30-minute walk along the beach, just keep your wits about you. Don't take too much cash or valuables, and be aware that while Santa Maria is the most tourist-friendly area on the island, some parts of Sal reflect significant levels of poverty. The hotel's guided excursion through the app is the recommended way to go. Just make sure that you check the app early in your stay rather than waiting for a notification that may arrive too late. Now, something rather wonderful about this beach. It's a sea turtle nesting beach. Between June and October, turtles come ashore to nest. If you are visiting during that period, please avoid the beach at night during nesting season. It's a remarkable piece of nature right on your doorstep, one that deserves protecting. Oh, and finally, you may spot the occasional stray dog wandering along the beach. They seem friendly enough, but don't stroke them. I saw one dog actually start to follow a family back to the hotel. Clearly they'd fed the dog and made a fuss over him, and he must have thought, oh, I like you, I'll come with you. As cute and as friendly as they seem, it is best to leave them as they are. Now, I want to take a moment to talk about the wildlife because this hotel has rather a lot of it. The birds that you'll encounter around the outdoor buffet areas are Iago sparrows. Small, cheeky little things that look just like the sparrows that we have back home in Yorkshire. But don't let that familiarity fool you. They're absolutely fearless and will chance their arm, or rather their wing, to help themselves to anything left unattended on your table within seconds. Don't leave your food or drink unattended. Clean your cutlery if you've been away from the table. In fact, if you're going as a couple, like we did, then one of you stay at the table whilst the other goes off to get food. Here's an interesting thing about the Iago sparrow. They're actually unique to Cape Verde. You won't find them anywhere else in the world. So yes, keep an eye on your breakfast, but perhaps take a moment to appreciate that you're sharing it with one of Cape Verde's most unique residents. And then there are the cats, or rather the lack of them. In all my years of travelling from Morocco to Mexico, from Jamaica to Turkey, every hotel I've ever stayed at has had its resident feline members of staff doing their bit for pest control. The RIU Palace Santa Maria has 1,001 rooms, 6 pools, multiple restaurants and a stunning beach. What it does not have, as far as I could tell, is a single cat in sight. Now apparently there are at least 2 of them somewhere on the premises. A fellow guest told me so, but I didn't see a single one all week. They're either extremely shy, extremely well hidden, or they heard about this video and they're avoiding me deliberately. I mention this because one TripAdvisor reviewer, clearly a person of considerable wisdom and insight, suggested that if the outdoor buffet would befriend a cat, it would naturally keep some of the birds away. Ladies and gentlemen, the defence rests. Come on, RIU Palace, sort it out. Right, let's talk about the thing that you're all really here for, the food. And the elephant that's been sitting quietly in the corner since we started. The hygiene question. Now, I went into this holiday having made the decision before I even got on the plane to avoid seafood from the buffet throughout the week. just as a personal precaution given the wider context. I want to be clear, nothing I observed at this hotel gave me specific cause for concern, but I made that choice in advance, and I stand by it as a sensible one. To be honest, I'm usually cautious with seafood at a buffet anyway, so this was nothing new to me. However, I also want to be completely honest about something else. When you look closely at some of the negative reviews and the illness reports, a pattern starts to emerge that I think is worth discussing openly. Some guests admitted on their TripAdvisor reviews to drinking tap water. Yeah, don't do that. The bottled water is provided in your room, restocked regularly, and is free as part of the all-inclusive. Use it for drinking, even use it for brushing your teeth. Just don't drink the tap water. Some guests ignored the hand sanitizer stations, which add to the hotel's credits dotted throughout the resort. Some guests went into Santa Maria town without a guide, despite being explicitly warned by hotel security. And then there was the cockroach. On our first day, I spotted a single cockroach, ground floor, outside someone else's room. I won't pretend that wasn't a slightly uncomfortable moment, especially given everything that we'd read before travelling. But the next morning, walking past the same room whilst it was being cleaned, the housekeeper was coming out carrying empty wine glasses and dirty plates. Someone had helped themselves to food and drinks at the buffet, brought them back to their room, and hadn't thought to rinse anything out overnight. And they wondered why they had an uninvited visitor. We didn't see another cockroach for the rest of the week. Because here's the truth that nobody really wants to say out loud, and I'm going to say it anyway. Sometimes it's not the hotel. Sometimes it's the guests that cause their own problems. Don't be that person at the buffet. Wash your hands, use the sanitizer stations, use bottled water for drinking and brushing your teeth. Don't bring food back to your room and leave it unattended or leave the plates unwashed. Be sensible around the outdoor areas and keep an eye on your table at the buffet. The sparrows are watching. And here's something genuinely reassuring. RIU Palace Resorts use purified filtered water for ice cubes, blended drinks, and washing all salad and raw produce. Multiple guests across TripAdvisor and Facebook have confirmed this. One actually witnessed staff filling ice cube trays with bottled water with their own eyes. So that ice that's in your cocktail, absolutely fine. Take sensible precautions, the same ones you'd take at any resort in any warm climate, and the evidence strongly suggests you'll have a wonderful, healthy holiday. The most recent TripAdvisor reviews from guests who were there just days before we arrived were all 5 stars, and we came home absolutely fine. The main buffet restaurant, open for breakfast, lunch and dinner until 10 o'clock in the evening, offers an outstanding spread at every sitting. And I do mean outstanding. Fresh fruit in abundance, live cooking stations, eggs prepared however you like them in the morning, salmon, caviar and champagne for breakfast if you fancy it. The choice is genuinely extraordinary. The restaurants are clean, well maintained, and food safety measures are clearly in place throughout. If you don't fancy the trek back to the main restaurant at lunchtime, the Prior restaurant is closer to the pools and offers a great selection of choices during the day. And for something more casual, Pepe's Food Bar, for there are 2 of them, each one conveniently located next to a swim-up bar, serves burgers, hot dogs, chicken, chips and snacks. We ate there several times throughout the week and it was great every time. Perfect for a quick poolside bite without having to move too far from your sun lounger. One thing to note, the evening dress code in the main restaurant requires guests to dress a little smarter than beachwear. Nothing too formal, but worth knowing before you turn up in your swimsuits. So speaking of which, let's talk about those specialty restaurants, because this is where the RIU Palace Santa Maria really earns its palace status. They are 4 specialty restaurants, all requiring advanced booking, either through the RIU app or at reception. My advice is to book them on day 1 for the rest of the week, as they fill up very quickly and you will regret it if you leave it too late. La Pappardella is the Italian restaurant named after the wide, flat pasta that any self-respecting Italian would be proud of. Now, to be honest, this was the one restaurant that we didn't book because this was also in a buffet format, like the main and prior restaurants. But don't let that put you off, it is in a more intimate and atmospheric setting than those regular restaurants. Dorayaki is the Japanese restaurant. And yes, it's named after a traditional Japanese red bean pancake, a sweet that Doraemon the cartoon cat famously loves. A sweet that is, funnily enough, not on the menu. The naming logic is its own little mystery. What is absolutely not a mystery is the food. Great table service, and it delivered the best meal of the entire holiday. I arrived with a firm no seafood rule. That rule lasted approximately 48 hours, right up until I sat down at Dorayaki and saw the tekkadon on the menu. Tuna, sashimi, rice bowl. And yes, dear viewer, I ordered it. And the beef teppanyaki to follow. And the matchka katsutera sponge cake with coconut ice cream for dessert. Every single bite was absolutely delicious. The staff were incredibly efficient, the wine glasses were kept generously topped up throughout, and the whole experience felt genuinely special. Advanced booking is absolutely essential for this. Book it first, book it early, don't miss it. Praia restaurant by night transforms into the Steakhouse. Praia initially means beach in Portuguese, a lovely nod to Cape Verde's heritage as a former Portuguese colony, and also the name of the country's capital city. As before, booking is required for this in advance, genuine wine servings, and the surf and turf, a 5-ounce fillet with jumbo shrimp, was absolutely superb. Again, the no seafood rule. By this point, I'd quietly redefined it to apply to the buffet only. Sensible, I think you'll agree. The most formal and elegant of the 4 restaurants was the Crystal Fusion restaurant, and this one was the one that I've been anticipating most, having visited the Crystal Fusion at the RIU Palace in Morocco a few years ago, where it was one of the finest meals that we'd had on that holiday. The Cape Verde Crystal Fusion was also an enjoyable experience. The poached egg with mushroom ragout and truffle mashed potatoes was a lovely starter, although perhaps a touch too liquidy for me to eat with a fork. I actually found myself reaching for the dessert spoon. The veal fillet was good, although when I asked for medium rare and found myself half expecting it to moo at me, well, let's just say the kitchen and I had a slight difference of opinion on that one. Not a disappointment by any means, but for me the dorayaki had already claimed the top spot and nothing was going to shift that. In the reception area, you'll find the Cappuccino Coffee Bar, open until midnight, serving hot drinks, cakes and snacks. And the Daiquiri Bar, serving alcohol throughout the day. Both are a lovely spot to sit and watch the world go by. The sports bar is open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Pool tables, football table, big screens showing live sport, food and drink available around the clock. As a sports fan, that's a very easy sell. One practical tip, if you prefer branded drinks, go to the bar directly rather than ordering through the waiting staff, who may use non-branded alternatives. Something that's good to know. The rooms are spacious, comfortable and serviced daily. There's plenty of storage space, a good-sized bathroom with a wonderful walk-in shower, air conditioning, free Wi-Fi, although signal strength may vary depending on which block you're in, a safe for valuables, and an optics area with your choice of spirits. The mini fridge is stocked with bottled water, soft drinks and beer, and restocked regularly throughout your stay. Again, remember, bottled water, not tap water, ever. As mentioned before, the ground floor rooms have their own swim-up pool area, but rooms on the floors above have their own private balcony. The spa and wellness centre offer a range of body and facial treatments. I had a deep tissue massage and hydration facial that was genuinely wonderful. There's also a fully equipped gym on site, although given the walk from reception to the pools and back several times a day, you may feel that you've already done your exercise for the day. The evening entertainment deserves a proper mention, and in particular, the Friday night party, which alternates each week between the neon party, where everyone dresses in neon colours, and the white party, where everyone dresses in white. We attended the neon party and it was absolutely brilliant. The hotel entertainment team work incredibly hard every single night, and on Fridays, they really pull out the stops. Friday night is also when the connection to the two neighbouring RIU hotels open up, as I mentioned at the start of this video, with guests from all three hotels coming together for the party. It's a fantastic atmosphere and it's well worth planning your week around. So I want to take a moment to talk about the staff because it comes up most consistently across every review, every platform, every source, and I can absolutely confirm it from personal experience. The staff at the RIU Palace Santa Maria are exceptional. Warm, hardworking, attentive, and genuinely going above and beyond day after day. From the reception area to the restaurant staff, the bar staff to the housekeeping team to the entertainment team, every single interaction was a positive one. The wages in Cape Verde are not what they should be for the dedication these people show. If you can, please tip them. They absolutely earn it. I said at the start that this was going to be a holiday, not a vlog series. No jeep safaris, no boat trips, no island tours, just a proper rest. That said, we did do one excursion, almost by accident. A stargazing and barbecue evening on the beach, organised through the hotel, with live music from a local Cape Verdean guitarist. A genuinely delicious meal, beautiful night skies, and a crescent moon so clear and detailed it barely looked real. We got chatting with other couples on the excursion, we went for drinks together afterwards, and made the kind of spontaneous holiday friendships that you don't plan but always remember. I'm calling it, in a slight adjustment of the timeline, my birthday meal. It was perfect. So, the RIU Palace Santa Maria, Sal, Cape Verde. 1001 rooms. 6 pool areas, a stunning beach, outstanding food, exceptional staff, TripAdvisor's best of the best for 2 years running, a sea turtle nesting beach right outside, Iago sparrows, dogs, and apparently somewhere on the premises, 2 cats. I came here feeling a little cautious and a little on edge, aware of everything that had been in the news, determined to be careful, but within days that caution had completely melted away, and by the end of the week, I was already thinking about coming back. Would I recommend it? Yes, absolutely, without hesitation. If you found this video useful, and I sincerely hope that you have, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment below, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Crete is coming up next, I promise. Until next time, cheers.